What is up, Tiger Beat fam? It's Allie, and I'm back for another episode of Friends from Afar. Guys, it's been a crazy week. Last week, we had so many of our favorites on the show. We had Charlie D'Amelio, Addison Rae, Annie LeBlanc, Jaden Bartels, Darren Barnett. It was a busy week for Friends from Afar, but we are not slowing down. We have another really fun week set out for you guys. Today, we have Payton Moormeier coming on. He's gonna be here soon, so make sure you're ready. Make sure you're asking a ton of questions. We're gonna try to get him in here. Let me check to see if Payton is here. If not, we'll hang out for a sec. So he's not ready yet. You guys, there's a ton of you watching right now. I know you're huge Payton fans. Make sure you leave a ton of questions. I'm gonna be asking him some of mine, of course, but then we're gonna make sure we get to all the fan questions too. So hit that little question box at the bottom of the screen. It's right next to the comment section, and ask as many questions as you want if you want Payton to answer yours. Okay, let's go ahead and try to get him in again. Sometimes it takes a sec, but we are in no rush. We're ready to go. So whenever he's here, we'll get started. All right, how's everyone's Tuesday? Give it to me. All right, we've got some hard eyes. I don't know if that's just in anticipation of Payton because he's not here yet, but hard eyes for sure. I totally agree. Let's go. All right, let's check to see. Okay, Payton is here. We're gonna grab him, try to get it, and we'll see how it goes. Cool. Make sure you guys ask a ton of questions. Don't forget.
Yo,
Payton!
what's up?
What is up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy you could hang out with us today. I was just telling everyone how excited I am, and I'm pumped. You've been doing so many fun things lately that I want to talk about, so I'm just happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thanks. Cool. So basically, Friends from Afar, this is our live interview series. The whole point is that just because the whole world's social distancing doesn't mean we can't still be social. So we're catching up with all our favorites, staying in touch, seeing what everyone's up to, and yeah, we're pumped to have you on. What have you been up to lately? Quarantining, hanging out at home? Give me an update.
All the details.
Yeah, give it to people.
Well, I've been making music. I've been making music. I'm actually in Florida right now because I'm here with just chilling on the beach, and yeah, so it's nice. It's really nice.
Cool. So I want to talk about all things music in a second because there's so much to talk about. But I want you to kind of just introduce yourself first and foremost to some people who might not necessarily already be Payton fans. Can you bring me back to the beginning? You're 16 years old. You have a combined following of nearly 20 million people, which might seem normal to you, but it's absolutely insane. Can you take me back to the beginning? How did this all start?
Well, my friend back in North Carolina had told me when I was like 13, there's this app called Musical.ly, and he was like, hey, like, download this, it's cool, it's fun. And so I downloaded it, and then I just kept posting. It took me like 3 years to get like any kind of popularity, and yeah, then I just kept with the social media and kept growing it.
So it took you 3 years to really start gaining a following there. Do you remember the first post that you put up that really blew up? Like, what was that moment for you that you were like, wait, it's happening, it's here?
Yeah, it was a lip sync I did to a cover of a Halsey song.
Ooh.
And yeah, I posted it. I woke up the next morning and it had like 200K likes, and I was like, whoa, like, where'd this come from? And yeah, it was just like surreal. Like, yeah.
So what was it like? Obviously, you kind of like dipped your toes in this whole world through Musical.ly. What was it like to kind of ride that transition into TikTok? Now TikTok is like the platform to be on. It's the coolest place, but you really were one of those people that were there from the start. You really kind of gave the app its name. Was that a weird time to be in?
It wasn't necessarily like a weird time. It was scary because it's unknown. You know, no one like knew like, is this gonna do better than Musical.ly? Is this gonna like go away? Like, what is it? Definitely was a little like unknown, but I mean, I just took the challenge and it worked out.
You were down for the challenge, and look where it got you.
Right.
I love that. So I think being down for a challenge is a great piece of advice for anyone who wants to really like pursue social media or kind of just like have fun doing it, I want to know from you, because you're the professional, you're the expert here. What is the secret to success? Like, you have 12.4 million TikTok followers. I'm
Right.
sure all 16,000 people who are watching this right now want to have that many TikTok followers. How did you get from point A to point B? What tips and tricks do you have for the rest of us? Give us all the, spill all the tea. We need it. Payton, come on.
Well, my advice, everybody's different, you know what I mean? And everybody every day is looking for new things, you know what I'm saying? And just, I mean, I got on there, I did my own thing, I was staying me, and I just had fun with it, and that's the most important thing, really. Like, it's cheesy, but it's literally, like, that's the most, like, you have the drive, not keep to yourself, but keep doing you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just, like, gain your following, and just slowly kind of, like, keep going. If you want it, then go after it. Like,
yeah, I think it's true. It's like, it's all about the authenticity. You can tell when there's someone there who's being totally themselves, and that's what makes you want to follow people, is to like actually get a glimpse into their life, into their personality, and connect with them through these cool videos, whether they're lip syncs, whether they're covers, whether they're POVs or choreography or whatever. Awesome. So I asked you about the first video on TikTok, or the first post that really blew up. Speaking of kind of first posts, I was doing a little Instagram stalking earlier today, as one does. And your first, if you go all the way to the bottom, your first ever Instagram post that you still have up today is this cover from years ago. It's Baby Payton. And you're doing a cover of Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. I love that because, like, first of all, it's a great song, huge Justin fan, but also like you can really trace your love of music all the way back to the start. Where does your music journey really start? Like, did you always want to be an artist growing up?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm in a bathroom right now, so I'm trying to find the perfect,
listen, the lighting is great, the acoustics are great. I love this background for you. I love it.
Awesome. So it actually started, I was 9 years old, and I really was into like Metallica and like rock, like metal music. And so I wanted an electric guitar. That's what I wanted to like get on there. And it was like, my family wasn't really like musical. Like, there wasn't like a very like musical surrounding, like you have to play an instrument. It was just something I got into to pick it up. And yeah, it was something that I was just in love with from the start. And I always thought it was like really cool. So I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. And yeah.
And now you do.
Now I play guitar.
So you mentioned like some really, really kind of infamous like rock bands. I mean, Metallica, like there's a lot of, I mean, notorious fame there. Who are you listening to now that you feel like is really influencing your music? Is it still kind of in that same genre?
Somewhat. I've more moved to like alt pop, like emo pop, like Ian Dior and like Poor Stacy, like just that like kind of, I don't know, I love my live instruments, just that, you know, nothing hits better than just like a crazy guitar. You can hear all the instruments, you know, it's just, it eats you up, like it's different. So yeah, definitely Ian Dior, Post Malone, who else? Highly Suspect. Yeah, that's like my repeat right now.
So you mentioned this kind of like alt pop world with obviously like rock influence, Post Malone, like rap influence too. How would you describe your sound? Like, you're walking on the street, you meet someone, they've never heard of Payton before. How do you kind of describe that? Like, put it into words.
Right. I mean, it's a very hard, like not a hard question for me to answer, but there's so many like I love so many different types of music, and that's like the great thing about these singles that I have coming is there's so many different genres that I'm like pulling from and everything like this that like it's hard for me to like explain it. Like, it's just, you know, it's me. Like, it comes out, I have like a little alt in there, a little pop, kind of like, yeah, it's just I'm pulling from different genres and mixing it all into one pot, and yeah. You've
got it all. It's like little tastes of everything. You stir it up, and there you go. Tastes good. You're not going to argue with it. Cool. I love that metaphor we just created. Beautiful analogy. So I'm fascinated with artist names. Like, you mentioned Post Malone. I think one of the funniest things is that, like, I don't know if it's a rumor, if it's true, that he got that name through like a rap name generator online. And I think that like artist names are so cool. What made you just decide to go by Payton? Like, did you ever consider using your last name? Did you ever consider like going out there and just finding a completely different name that had no Payton Moormeier ever in it?
No, I really thought Payton was just simple and nice. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's clean, it's simple, and yeah, that's really just it. It's me, and yeah, there wasn't like any like there was a little bit of thought. There was like because I had like a brand and it was called PYTN,
Okay.
um, and that was like kind of like a thing. Like, well, should we do this? And I was like, no, let's do Payton. Payton's kind of slick, so.
Okay, I also agree. It's so clean, especially the all lowercase. You're just like, But be honest, does it have anything to do with the fact that you were worried people would mispronounce your last name?
It wasn't. I've gotten used to it by now. Like, you know what I mean? Like every time somebody goes like say my last name, I'm just ready for it. I'm like, I know it's not. It's like 50% of the time it doesn't really come out right. So it's just something I used to.
Just a part of life. All right, cool. I feel you. All right, so you've got this artist name. You're Payton. It's clean. It's just there. You dropped your debut single back in April, Love Letter. It is so good. Like,
Oh,
it's one of those songs that you could just put on and you can either jam out to it and totally just like vibe with it, or you could just have it on in the background on repeat. Like, it becomes a part of your soul and embeds itself into your life, whatever you're doing. I'm obsessed. Can you talk about the track a little bit? What was the inspiration behind it, musically, lyrically?
yeah, of course. So I'm not like a very emotional person, but like I just kind of like I feel like a lot, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's how I write music. And love letters stemmed from a relationship that I was in that kind of ended really abruptly and no like closure or anything. And that's where some like the lyrics, like the first part of the hook, the first like lyric, it starts off with like I don't even know myself, and that one was like the first lyric that I really was like thinking of because you invest yourself in somebody for so long and you're doing like you're catering to their needs that when everything ends you're like, well, what do I like what am I doing with myself? So like yeah, it just stemmed from a relationship that ended and left me really confused. So yeah.
I feel that, and I think that's something everyone can relate to. Like, even if it's not with a relationship, whatever it is, you invest yourself into what you're doing, and then when something ends, it feels like you have to completely rediscover who you are, what your deal is. So I love it lyrically. I mean, in the first week alone that song was on Spotify, that it was streaming Apple Music all over, it got over 1.5 million streams. I don't even know if you know that, but that's insane. It's obviously your debut single. You say you grew up loving music. Obviously, this kind of seems like a dream come true in some senses. Were you at all nervous the night before that released? Like, was there a doubt in your mind that you're like, man, what if this doesn't hit? What if like my
Right.
supporters, my fans aren't as in love with it as I am? Or were you just
Right.
totally like, let's do it?
I was kind of like 50-50, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
obviously, like, you always have to prove yourself to people, and, like, not everybody is gonna love what I make, you know what I mean? And that's just, like, with music in general, I haven't been singing that long. I mostly just did instruments, and I got into singing, like, a little over a year and a half ago.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
but it was just, like, a confidence thing for me. Like, singing helped me gain the confidence and, like, become who I am, and that's like where the love of music like stems from me. It helped me come out of like my shell and like be more outward. You know what I mean? So it was definitely like a ready to go. Like, let's do it. Like let's get it out. Like I want this track out. I want people to hear it. But at the same time, it was like nerve wracking. Because it's my creation. I worked on this. Like this is my baby. You know what I mean? So
Man, I think that's so cool that you say that, like, gaining confidence in singing and in your musical ability is really what like led you to become a confident person in your everyday life too, because music and life are so like synced to each
yeah.
other that it's cool that you could do that. Like, and I had no idea that you just started singing a year and a half ago. I would never have guessed. Where does that confidence really come from, like in your singing? Is that something that you really had to work on, or did it just come with time?
It was definitely something I had to work on and like be like crack down on myself and
Yeah.
go to the biggest thing for me was going to other people, you know what I mean? Because like I knew that like I wasn't a perfect singer, so I had to go to other people and I was like, hey, like what do you think of this, like what are tips like here? And that for me was like getting over that hurdle was like the biggest thing I could do for myself because like yeah, but it's just like I worked on it, I worked on it, I worked on it, and yeah, I got to the point where I am.
Yeah, and now you're here. It's awesome. And so Love Letter like audio came out back in April, but the music video just came out last week, right? And
Yeah.
it's cool because the visual is like such a behind the scenes kind of look of your process. Which is always fun to see, like actually an artist in their zone, like writing, recording, producing, whatever it may be. And you've been in the studio a ton lately. Like I know for a fact you've been in there working, grinding, getting it done. Can we expect more music in the future? Like, I know you probably can't say, you're gonna be like, it's a secret, but give me a teaser. When should we expect new Payton music or even like a complete album?
June. June is when you should expect more Payton music.
Okay.
And
That's like
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah, I mean I have been in the studio a lot. I got a lot of songs that are slowly getting done, and yeah, it's a great time. And I have a song done right now called Habits that is coming out in June. So that's the next one. But yeah.
Ooh, okay, so Habits is the next one that we should wait for. What can you tell us about it? Is it kind of the same vibe as Love Letter? Is it a completely different note? Like, what are we feeling?
It's definitely completely different.
Okay.
Completely different. Yeah, it's definitely Love Letter was a very like it wasn't like a very it was a personal song, but it wasn't really about me. It was about like the relationship I was in and everything like that. So it was like a two-party like kind of thing. Habits is a song about like bad habits that I'm stuck with, and then like it gets into like a little bit about a girl. Like it's just it's a different vibe, different sound. I'm actually not gonna lie, a little nervous about how it's gonna because it different sound, completely different sound for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, even if no one else listens, I'll be listening. So you've got my support.
I
I got you.
appreciate it.
I'm excited for Habits. Keep my eye out for that. Do you have plans for a larger project like an EP or like an album anytime in 2020?
There has definitely been conversations about a possible EP coming
Okay.
together. It's such a new like thought process. It's still like really being developed. So I'm not saying expect the EP soon, but at the same time, if it pops up, you know.
Cool. All right. Be on our toes. Everyone, stay on your toes. It might be coming, might not. We'll be ready though if it is. Do you have, I guess, going along the lines of future music and looking toward, your next step here? Do you have like a career bucket list when it comes to your journey as an artist? Like, what's one goal that you'd really like to check off of being an artist and being a musician?
Feature with Post Malone. That's
Ooh.
the Posty Payton collab. That's definitely that's a bucket list.
Ooh, I could see that now. And like the alliteration is just so good. It's there. It's written in the stars. I feel it, dude. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. Anyone who's watching this, if you know Post, let's hit him up, make it happen.
let's do it.
I'm really excited for all the stuff that you have in the future, whether it be, Habits coming out next month, maybe possibly an EP coming out in the next year, and hopefully one day a collab with Post Malone. That will be awesome. But for now, I want to ask you a couple of really quick fan questions before I let you go because these questions have been coming in like crazy. So I'm going to try to find a good one. Hang
Let's
in there.
do
It might take me a second. Okay. This question we've actually gotten a ton of. I don't know if you can answer this or if there's a yes or no. Everyone wants to know, especially Payton.my soul. What's up with Rich Boy? Is that ever something that you're going to release?
So it's kind of like I don't rap,
Mm-hmm.
and all like I'll freestyle with my friends and do stuff like that. Rich Boy was a song that I made in because I produce stuff.
Okay.
So like Rich Boy was a song I made in my room, and it was like I literally made it for a TikTok. Like it was like make a song in 60 seconds, and that's what
Yeah.
Rich Boy came out. And everybody just loved it, and I was like, dang, I spent like 2 minutes making the song. Um, but like, yeah, I mean, there's been so much talk with like my team and everything about like, because I'm really on the fence about it, but there's been a lot of talk about like, hey, like let's do Rich Boy, like let's go in, just because the reaction has been insane on it, and yeah.
Yeah, no, people love that song. Like, it might have only taken you 30 seconds to make, but we got thousands of questions about it. I'm sure you get way more a day. So I had to ask. Glad we cleared it up. So it's a maybe right now. We'll see.
Yeah,
all right.
it's a maybe.
OAOA.Payton wants to know what motivates you and inspires you. Or who inspires you?
Definitely my mom or my fans, you know, because it's just like thinking about like inspiration. It's just like, you know, the reason I do things and like the reason I get up and make content and do all that stuff is because of the fan base I have. You know, they push me every day and yeah.
All right, I feel that. What about artists? Like, are there any artists that you're super inspired by right now, whether it's for the way that they carry themselves in the industry or just for the music that they're putting out there?
Oh, definitely Ian Dior for sure.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
All right, this one is another that we've been getting a ton of, whether it be specific countries. For some reason, I mean, not for some reason, it's obvious, but Russia loves you, I've noticed.
Yeah.
But NSB.Laura wants to know, are you ever going to go on tour?
I was supposed to be headlining a tour this summer, but everything got pushed back. So I don't know the dates completely off the top of my head, but there will be dates coming out soon.
Ooh,
all that stuff.
That's exciting. What's it like actually? I guess you're obviously an artist. You say, you know, you've been playing for a while now. Instrumental stuff is really like your foundation, but now obviously you've really come into singing as well. Is performing on stage in front of a crowd something that's daunting or scary at all, or do you feel pretty at home like in that situation?
I'm definitely really like excited, but it's so like unknown to me. Just because like singing is such a new thing to me, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's my music, and you know, I made it, I created it, so
Sure.
get up on the stage and rock it, and that's the plan.
All right, we'll come to New York. That's where the Tiger Beat office is, and we will 100% be there. I'm down. All right, Payton, before I let you go, I'm going to play a really quick game. You like games, right?
Of course, of course.
Okay, this is a game we play a lot of time with artists. It's called the Tiger Beat 2-second challenge. Super easy. Well, it's super easy to understand. Basically, I'm going to play you the first 2 seconds of a song, and you're going to have to try to guess what song it is.
Okay.
But there's a twist.
Oh.
Usually we just do like some fun like top 50 songs, but this one we decided to pull all artists who kind of got their start either on Musical.ly or TikTok, but are now 100% artists killing it out there in the game. Hopefully some of these guys are your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'd have never heard of them before, but we're gonna play. Are you ready?
We'll see.
All right, you only get 2 seconds. If you need more, maybe I'll be nice and play a couple more. But all right, here's the first one. Are you ready? I'm also just playing it off my laptop, so hopefully the sound works.
Okay.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Jacob. That's Jacob's song. That's
yes.
Yeah. What song is that?
It's his newest one.
What? I don't know the name. I know it's Jacob, but I don't know the name.
All right, I will give that one to you because you got it so quickly. It's called Party Goes Harder, Jacob Sartorius. If you guys haven't heard it, go stream it now. It's really good. All right, next one. You ready? This one just came out, so I don't know if you've even heard it yet.
I don't know it. I don't.
All right, let me play it until it gets to the voice. But this song's been out for like a week and a half, so it's a tough one. Voice.
It sounds familiar, but it's like I don't know. Like it sounds like super familiar, but I can't like.
It's tough. That is Cake by Lauren Gray.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. So.
It's good. Go listen to that one. All right, this one is really hard. I'm nervous, but maybe you'll get it. Oops, that wasn't it. Okay, this is it. All right, that was 2 seconds, but I'm going to play a little more.
Okay. Oh, who is that? I just heard that.
I know, but it's a trick question.
It's not an art. It's not off social media, is it?
So the song is by Harry Styles. It's called Adore You. But this version is someone else. Do you know who
Sam
it is?
Hurley. Yep.
Yes! Okay, Peyton, you're actually killing this. All right, we've got 2 more. You ready?
I'm ready. Oh.
I'll give you a little more.
Okay. I have no idea.
17 on a Sunday drop.
7. What? What?
I don't even know what that means. This person's not 17.
I
Do you want me to tell you?
please. I don't know.
It's Baby Ariel. It's called Wild Side.
Oh, dang.
It's a good one.
We gotta go listen to it.
Okay, this one is your last one.
Okay.
You gotta get this right if you want to win the trophy that I don't have for you. But
Okay. Virtual.
okay, this one's also relatively new, but it's been around a while at the same time.
Okay. Oh, baby. Angels and Demons. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So you got Jacob, you got Sam Hurley, you got Jaden. I'd say that's a win. I think
Yeah.
you're killing it.
Yeah. I'll take that.
All right, Peyton, thank you so much for hanging out. That's it. We talked all things music. We talked the origin story of Peyton from Musically to TikTok to now. We got some fan questions in, and we played the Tiger Beat 2-second challenge. This was so much fun. Do you have anything you want to tease, anything you want to promote before I let you go?
I mean, just look out for June. I got some stuff. Got some stuff coming.
And where can people follow you if they're not already following you?
Every streaming platform is at Payton, but my Instagram is Payton Moormeier. But yeah, pretty much at Payton anywhere you can find me.
Cool. I'm so pumped for new music. I had so much fun catching up, hanging out today. Thank you for coming by, and good luck with everything. We're excited to hear new stuff.
Thank you, baby. It was great being here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, bye, Peyton.
Peace out.